Mississippi River, a majestic and powerful force of nature. A force of nature carving its path through the heart of a continent, shaping the land and the lives of those who settled along its banks. For centuries, it has been a silent witness to history, its currents mirroring the ambitions and dreams of nations. From the indigenous peoples who first navigated its waters to the explorers and settlers who followed, the river has always been a vital artery of life and commerce. The fate of the young United States was forever entwined with this mighty river. Early American settlements sprang up along its banks, relying on its waters for sustenance and transportation. Control of the Mississippi meant access to trade, to resources, and to the vast expanse of land that lay beyond. It was a lifeline for the burgeoning nation, a conduit for goods and people. This was the prize, the key to unlocking America's potential. The river's strategic importance could not be overstated, and in the early 19th century that key rested in the hands of one man, Napoleon Bonaparte. The Louisiana Purchase, a monumental land deal that would change the course of history. A land deal of unimaginable scale, reshaping the map of North America. The Louisiana Purchase was more than just a transaction. It was a bold statement of ambition and vision. More than 828,000 square miles, a vast territory that would become the heartland of the United States, stretching from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains, encompassing a diverse and rich landscape. Transferred from France to the United States. This acquisition was a turning point, a moment of transformation for the young nation. This monumental event doubled the size of the young nation, providing it with the resources and space needed for growth and development, setting the stage for its westward expansion and its ascent as a global power. The pioneers who moved westward were driven by the promise of new opportunities and the dream of a better life. But the story of the Louisiana Purchase is not just about land, it is about ambition, opportunity, and the enduring legacy of one man's decisions on a nation he would never set foot in. Napoleon's actions had far-reaching consequences, shaping the destiny of a continent. The Mississippi River was more than just a waterway. It was a lifeline, a vital link that connected the interior of the continent to the outside world. It connected the interior of the continent to the Gulf of Mexico, facilitating trade and communication. This connection promised prosperity and growth. Towns and cities along the river flourished, becoming hubs of commerce and culture. The young United States recognized this potential. The founding fathers understood the strategic importance of the river and its role in the nation's future. It knew that securing the Mississippi was crucial for its future. Negotiations and treaties were pursued with vigor to ensure control over this vital waterway. But standing in its way was France, an empire with its own grand designs on North America. The struggle for control of the Mississippi was a pivotal chapter in the story of America's destiny. Napoleon Bonaparte, a name synonymous with ambition, military genius, and a relentless pursuit of power. He envisioned a French empire stretching across Europe and into the Americas, a grand vision that seemed within his grasp. The Louisiana Territory, a vast expanse under French control, was meant to be a cornerstone of this vision, a jewel in the crown of his empire. Yet, fate, as it often does, had other plans, throwing unforeseen obstacles in his path. Napoleon faced a dilemma, a crossroads that would test his strategic acumen. His dreams of an American empire were crumbling, slipping through his fingers like sand. A slave revolt in Saint-Domingue, present-day Haiti, led by the formidable Toussaint Louverture, had drained French resources and dashed hopes of a Caribbean stronghold, a crucial base for his American ambitions. At the same time, war with Great Britain loomed on the horizon, threatening to engulf his forces. Napoleon knew he could not defend Louisiana against a British invasion, a reality that gnawed at his strategic mind. The territory, once a symbol of French ambition, was now a liability, a burden too heavy to bear. The decision to sell was not made lightly, weighed down by the gravity of its implications. It was a gamble, a calculated risk that could reshape the geopolitical landscape. Napoleon recognized the potential consequences of selling such a vast territory to the United States, a burgeoning nation with boundless aspirations. He knew it would fuel their expansion and bolster their power, setting the stage for a new era in American history. Yet, he saw a greater threat in British control of Louisiana, a scenario that could tip the balance of power. It was a matter of choosing the lesser of two evils, a decision fraught with complexity and consequence. The negotiations were shrouded in secrecy, conducted with the utmost discretion. The American delegation, initially authorized only to purchase New Orleans, was caught off guard by the offer for the entire territory, a proposition beyond their wildest expectations. The price, $15 million, a bargain for a landmass that would one day encompass 15 states, a deal that would echo through the annals of history. On April 30th, 1803, the Louisiana Purchase Treaty was signed, forever altering the destiny of both France and the United States, a pivotal moment that reshaped the world. The Louisiana Purchase was a pivotal moment in American history, a monumental event that doubled the size of the young nation almost overnight. It was a catalyst for westward expansion, opening up vast territories for exploration, settlement, and economic development. The Lewis and Clark expedition, commissioned by President Thomas Jefferson, set out to map and explore these new lands, paving the way for countless pioneers who would follow. The acquisition of such a vast and fertile landmass fueled the growth of agriculture, industry, and trade. Farmers found rich soil for crops, while traders and merchants saw new opportunities for commerce and wealth. It was a defining chapter in the story of America's rise to global prominence, setting the stage for its emergence as a major player on the world stage. The purchase also had profound implications for the Native American tribes who called this land home. Their lives were irrevocably changed as their ancestral lands were claimed by the expanding United States. The influx of settlers led to displacement, conflict, and the erosion of traditional ways of life. Native American tribes faced immense pressure to adapt, resist, or relocate. The Louisiana Purchase, while a triumph for the young nation, also marked a turning point in the relationship between the United States and the indigenous peoples of the West. The resulting conflicts and treaties would shape the future of Native American relations for generations. The Louisiana Purchase was not without its critics. Some politicians and citizens questioned the legality and wisdom of the acquisition. Some argued that the Constitution did not grant the government the power to acquire such a vast territory. This debate highlighted the ongoing struggle to define the limits of federal authority. Others feared that the incorporation of new states would upset the balance of power between the North and the South, potentially igniting sectional tensions that could threaten the Union. Yet, the allure of westward expansion, of manifest destiny, proved too strong to resist. The belief that it was America's destiny to expand across the continent drove many to support the purchase. The Louisiana Purchase was a gamble that paid off handsomely for the United States. It provided the land and resources needed for the nation to grow and prosper. It transformed a fledgling nation into a continental power, shaping its identity and its destiny. The stars and stripes now flew over a vast and diverse landscape. The echoes of that fateful decision, made in the gilded halls of Europe, continue to resonate throughout American history. The Louisiana Purchase remains a testament to the bold vision and ambition that have defined the American spirit. Napoleon Bonaparte, the emperor who once held the fate of America in his hands, continues to fascinate and intrigue. His story is one of ambition, military genius, and ultimately tragic downfall. But his legacy is complex, a tapestry woven from threads of conquest, reform, and enduring cultural influence. The world remains captivated by Napoleon's strategic brilliance, his ability to outmaneuver and outwit his opponents on the battlefield. His military campaigns are studied in military academies around the world, his tactics analyzed and debated. Yet Napoleon was more than just a military leader. He was a reformer, a visionary who left an indelible mark on France and on Europe as a whole. Napoleon's legal reforms, embodied in the Napoleonic Code, continue to influence legal systems around the world. His emphasis on meritocracy, on talent over birthright, challenged the established social order. He was a patron of the arts and sciences, overseeing a flourishing of intellectual and cultural life during his reign. Napoleon's legacy is not without its shadows. His conquests brought war and upheaval to Europe, costing countless lives. His ambition, while driving progress and reform, also led to tyranny and oppression. The Napoleonic Wars left a continent scarred, reshaping borders and altering the course of history.